What's up, cool people? Welcome to what I'm calling Thinker Thursday in the full-time preview week that I'm doing. Full-time content creator slash live streamer preview week. Anyway, my name's Matt, aka That Random Christian Gamer. Those of you who don't know me, I'm pretty much just a random guy playing random games, hoping to connect with random people and maybe help answer their random questions about God, faith, the Bible, whatever else might be going on. So, yeah, if you're interested in some discussion about random things at any time, feel free, drop it in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking about, what questions you got, any of that kind of stuff. Won't claim to know all the answers, but, you know, that doesn't mean we have to refrain from discussing whatever's going on. Sorry, throat a little weird in the mornings, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. So, today we're going to kick things off with a little bit of Bible study. Man. Okay. We're going to kick things off with a little bit of Bible study, because that is what I would do if I were actually, like, doing this full time. So, we'll just do like one chapter's worth of that, and then hop into Relicta, solving some like first person gravity slash magnet based puzzle things. You'll just have to wait and see what it is if you're not already familiar with it. But anyway, I think that's all I got for starters. So let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. I'll just run an ad break while I switch. Well, on Twitch, I'll run an ad break while I switch over to the Bible study window here. Also, I'm realizing once again I kind of sort of forgot to select the window that I'm capturing, but fortunately the settings are all the same as last time, so no big deal. Occasionally I, record some stuff for a different channel in between my own streams, so if I had done that more recently, like, the window would be just all blown up out of the usual proportion. Like, pretty much the entire screen would just be the part that, like, shows the Bible verses here. Or something like that. But, anyway. So, we're continuing 1 Samuel. I'm basically just kind of going through the Bible cover to cover, or at least the digital equivalent thereof. And the 1 Samuel is just kind of where we are in that process. Started a few years ago back in Genesis, and since I've mostly just been doing like a chapter or two per week, I haven't gotten particularly far. It's still going to take me a couple more years at my typical rate to get through the whole Bible. But we're still, I still have that goal. I would like to get through all of it. But anyway. Oh yeah, one little thing. Not a big deal. I realized I got these. I got a couple of these little, like, bracelet things from church lately. It's pretty much just supposed to be like a summary of the gospel story, like, basically why Jesus came, why we need saving from sin, and all that kind of stuff. If you're interested, I can explain more. But there's also probably some different, like, organizations that'll have bracelets like this with little kind of note card things that get into detail with all that. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, man. This is when that milk from the bowl of cereal maybe starts making things weird for my throat. Anyway. Okay. All that said and done, I think we're about ready to hop into some Bible study here, so let's just get right to it. Alrighty, so we're looking at 1 Samuel 25 now. Context to what's going on. So we've got David and Saul are kind of the main people for the past few chapters. Saul is the current reigning king of Israel, but he did some things God didn't like, fell from God's favor, so God also anointed David to be the next king. David has been very successful in his endeavors, including as like a commander. And so basically, because he's been getting praised for all that he's been doing, even more so than Saul, like is kind of jealous of him and or worried that David's going to take over his throne by force. But so after a while of Saul trying to capture and kill David and being unsuccessful, he had to divert his attention from that to go fight the Philistines. That was kind of what happened at near the end of the last chapter. So that's kind of where we find ourselves now, presumably in the midst of Saul fighting the Philistines. But anyway, let's see what develops here in 1 Samuel chapter 25. Now Samuel died, and all Israel gathered for his funeral. They buried him at his house in Ramah. Then David moved down to the wilderness of Maon. There was a wealthy man from Maon who owned property near the town of Carmel. He had 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats, and it was sheep shearing time. This man's name was Nabal, and his wife Abigail was a sensible and beautiful woman. But Nabal, a descendant of Caleb, was crude and mean in all his dealings. Okay, it mentioned David going to Maon in the previous chapter, so I guess maybe in the midst of Saul chasing David around, Samuel died. You know, the actual namesake of the book, because the book of 1 Samuel actually starts off kind of focused on Samuel and how he's, in a way, like the last judge of Israel before they had kings. And even all this time, through all this craziness with Saul and David, he has still been a go-to, man of wisdom in Israel. So he was well known and rather beloved, which is why you would have all Israel gathering for his funeral. But anyway, so then David's in Maon. Apparently there's a guy there that has plenty of sheep. We'll get to how that relates later on, I guess. I assume David's going to have some dealings with him. Footnote here, as in the Greek version, Hebrew reads Paran instead of Maon. Okay, now we had the desert or wilderness of Paran was something that came up back in like Moses' time. I'm pretty sure it was in the midst of the like 40 years of wandering before entering the promised land. So I guess maybe that region is roughly where David is now. So this would probably be like kind of south of modern day Israel. Pretty much right around that like peninsula area, if that makes any sense. But anyway, exact location still tough to say. But I guess that would probably be somewhere in the realm of modern day, like Saudi Arabia, something like that. I don't know for sure. But anyway, okay, enough about that. We got a slightly longer than normal chapter to go through, so let's keep moving. On to verse 4. When David heard that Nabal was shearing his sheep, he sent 10 of his young men to Carmel with this message for Nabal. Peace and prosperity to you, your family, and everything you own. I am told that it is sheep shearing time. While your shepherds stayed among us near Carmel, we never harmed them, and nothing was ever stolen from them. Ask your own men, and they will tell you this is true. So would you be kind to us, since we have come at time of celebration? Please share any provisions you might have on hand with us, and with your friend David. David's young men gave this message to Nabal in David's name, and they waited for a reply. Okay, so it sounds like David at least had some dealings with servants of Nabal or workers of his, or maybe shepherds that he oversaw. But anyway, David's basically trying to say to him, hey, look, I've had some dealings with your people. We've been nice so far. Just a friendly request. Would you mind please maybe giving us some sort of provision, some sort of food or supplies or whatever you might have? Need a sip of water here real quick. Again, throat, doing weird stuff. Anyway. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory in there. On to verse 10. Who is this fellow David? Nabal sneered to the young men. Who does this son of Jesse think he is? There are lots of servants these days who run away from their masters. Should I take my bread and my water and my meat that I've slaughtered for my shearers and give it to a band of outlaws who come from who knows where? So David's young men returned and told him what Nabal had said. Get your swords, was David's reply, as he strapped on his own. Then 400 men started off with David, and 200 remained behind to guard their equipment. So, that might seem a little drastic, but, like, it's a pretty significant insult that Nabal has here. Like, you would think he, you know, since, assuming David's telling the truth about having all these dealings with his shepherds and being kind to them and whatnot, that, you know, Nabal would have had some sort of idea of David, who he was, what kind of man he was. But he acts like David's just an outlaw and a thug, basically. Which, does that justify violence? Not necessarily. Maybe they're just going there as a way of trying a little harder to convince without maybe actually fighting. Doesn't quite seem like the case, but before I pass judgment on the reaction from David here, let's read on and see what else happens. Verse 14. Meanwhile, one of Nabal's servants went to Abigail and told her, David sent messengers from the wilderness to greet our master, but he screamed insults at them. These men have been very good to us, and we never suffered any harm from them. Nothing was stolen from us the whole time they were with us. In fact, day and night they were like a wall of protection to us and the sheep. You need to know this and figure out what to do, for there is going to be trouble for our master and his whole family. He's so ill-tempered that no one can even talk to him. So, Abigail, the more level-headed wife of Nabal, at least I think it said she was his wife. His wife Abigail, yeah. So yeah, his much more level-headed wife. The servants wind up, or shepherds or whoever, wind up going to her and being like, okay, look, this dude David, who's been nice to us, was trying to extend greetings, maybe ask a little bit of a favor from Nabal, but Nabal's such a hothead that he just yelled at the guys, and he might be getting us into trouble here. Can you figure something out? Maybe smooth this over? So then, verse 18. Abigail wasted no time. She quickly gathered 200 loaves of bread, 2 wineskins full of wine, 5 sheep that had been slaughtered, nearly a bushel of roasted grain, 100 clusters of raisins, and 200 fig cakes. She packed them on donkeys and said to her servants, "Go on ahead, I will follow you shortly." But she didn't tell her husband Nabal what she was doing. As she was riding her donkey into a mountain ravine, she saw David and his men coming toward her. David had just been saying, "A lot of good it did to help this fellow. We protected his flocks in the wilderness, and nothing he owned was lost or stolen, but he has repaid me evil for good. May God strike me and kill me if even one man of his household is still alive tomorrow morning." That sounds a little more brash, almost a Saul type saying. So maybe the sheer words that we read from Nabal before didn't quite communicate the extent of Nabal's hostility here. So perhaps, that even just further exacerbated the situation and caused a desire within David to get some revenge, or at least try and get something from Nabal after all this, because he's been helping Nabal's men all this time, as he said, and just gets verbally spat in his face the second he tries to ask a favor. So anyway, Abigail gathers all this stuff, seemingly to try and give it to David and his men. Nearly a bushel. Hebrews says 5 seahs of roasted grain. Roughly 36.5 liters is the estimated, modern unit measurement, which is quite a lot. A bit odd using a liquid measure for a dry good, but still quite a lot. In any case, all this stuff was. In fact, there were enough loaves of bread and fig cakes alone for each of the men with David to get half of one of those. And then there's the other stuff. Anyway, footnote here where David's saying, "May God strike me and kill me," says that's as in the Greek version. The Hebrew reads, "May God strike and kill the enemies of David." Okay, that seems a little less Saul-like. Saul is much more brash with his oaths and such, being basically putting a curse of death upon himself if such and such things don't happen. David saying, "May God strike and kill the enemies of David," is not quite to that extent. It's more of a, like, alright, it's more just him being, like, kind of angry at the situation, rather than being so hot-headed and ill-tempered, not even thinking about it, that he essentially wishes death upon himself if he doesn't get revenge. Okay. Let's move along to verse 23 here. When Abigail saw David, she quickly got off her donkey and bowed low before him. She fell at his feet and said, I accept all blame in this matter, my lord. Please listen to what I have to say. I know Nabal is a wicked and ill-tempered man. Please don't pay any attention to him. He's a fool, just as his name suggests. But I never even saw the young men you sent. Now, my lord, as surely as the Lord lives, and you yourself live, since the Lord has kept you from murdering and taking vengeance into your own hands, let all your enemies and those who try to harm you be as cursed as Nabal is. And here is a present that I, your servant, have brought to you and your young men. Please forgive me if I have offended you in any way. The Lord will surely reward you with a lasting dynasty, for you are fighting the Lord's battles, and you have not done wrong throughout your entire life. Alright, going to pause there. Well, that's the footnote up here. The name Nabal means fool. Okay. See, that kind of situation is where having an explanation of the Hebrew names is really helpful. Because the dude's literally called Fool. That's his name, essentially. So, of course, he's gonna be, like, brash, reckless, unthinking, uncaring. And not have the proper response to David's men. So, Abigail is definitely trying to smooth things over here. And is clearly more level-headed. Now, it's unclear how much she knows of or has heard before about David and what he has done. So either she knows some of these things and that's kind of prompting her statements in verse 28 here. If not, it's said probably more as like a blessing then. But I mean, clearly she at least knows enough about David to know that he and his men have done nothing wrong to them. So, yeah. Anyway, she has a much better response and is perhaps trying to overcompensate for Nabal a little bit. Anyway, verse 29. This is still Abigail speaking. Even when you are chased by those who seek to kill you, your life is safe in the care of the Lord your God, secure in his treasure pouch. But the lives of your enemies will disappear like stones shot from a sling. When the Lord has done all he promised and has made you leader of Israel, don't let this be a blemish on your record. Then your conscience won't have to bear the staggering burden of needless bloodshed and vengeance. And when the Lord has done these great things for you, please remember me, your servant. So, that really makes me think she's heard quite a bit about David. The fact that she specifically makes the analogy of stones shot from a sling. I mean, that's literally how David brought down Goliath, with a sling and a stone. So, David would have been super familiar with how quickly a stone can get shot out of a sling and just seem to just whoo off into the distance if it doesn't actually like hit a target, or sometimes even if it does and gets like lodged in the target. So the fact that she makes that specific analogy has me thinking she's heard quite a bit about David, which I guess is fair enough, because, I mean, he had a high position in Saul's armies as a commander, and people all around Israel were singing his praises about his military victories. So it's not really that surprising that she would know a fair bit about David. So she is essentially beseeching him to change his mind and kind of turning it in a way to make it seem like it's for his own sake, so that he doesn't need to have, you know, a guilty conscience from this later on. Because, I mean, I did say before, it seemed like somewhat of a drastic response to say, alright, let's go kill this guy who's being unkind to us. Maybe Abigail's trying to appeal to that a little bit and say, alright, let's hold our horses here. Yeah, sure, Nabal's a hothead and a fool, as his name implies, but let's not overreact here and do something we'll regret later. Okay, then we get to verse 32. David replied to Abigail, "Praise the Lord, the God of Israel, who has sent you to meet me today. Thank God for your good sense. Bless you for keeping me from murder and from carrying out vengeance with my own hands. For I swear by the Lord, the God of Israel, who has kept me from hurting you, that if you had not hurried out to meet me, not one of Nabal's men would still be alive tomorrow morning." Then David accepted her present and told her, "Return home in peace. I have heard what you said. We will not kill your husband." When Abigail arrived home, she found that Nabal was throwing a big party and was celebrating like a king. He was very drunk, so she didn't tell him anything about her meeting with David until dawn the next day. In the morning, when Nabal was sober, his wife told him what had happened. As a result, he had a stroke, and he lay paralyzed on his bed like a stone. About 10 days later, the Lord struck him, and he died. Okay. He had a stroke. I get the sense, you know, since the verse says as a result, I get the sense that he got like really mad about all that, and that was what caused the stroke, or at least what you know, brought about the major impact, the main instance of it. But David hasn't killed anybody as a result of this. Nabal just ends up dying by other means. Footnote there. Hebrews says his heart failed him. Okay, so not necessarily a stroke. I mean, the way that reads, it could have almost been more like a heart attack. But in any case, not great circulatory system. Basically, that's given out on him. So, yeah. It almost makes me wonder how differently he might have reacted if she said it while he was still drunk. But she was probably just not wanting to, you know, interrupt the good time that he was having. So, and then we get down here to verse 39. When David heard that Nabal was dead, he said, "Praise the Lord who has avenged the insult I received from Nabal and has kept me from doing it myself. Nabal has received the punishment for his sin." Then David sent messengers to Abigail to ask her to become his wife. When the messengers arrived at Carmel, they told Abigail, "David has sent us to take you back to marry him." She bowed low to the ground and responded, "I, your servant, would be happy to marry David. I would even be willing to become a slave, washing the feet of his servants." Quickly getting ready, she took along 5 of her servant girls as attendants, mounted her donkey, and went with David's messengers. And so she became his wife. David also married Ahinoam from Jezreel, making both of them his wives. Saul, meanwhile, had given his daughter Michal, David's wife, to a man from Galim named Palti, son of Laish. So, yeah, that's all a little weird for our modern day context. Most of us think, well, shouldn't a man just have one wife? And yeah, I mean, polygamy was something that happened in the Old Testament. It was a common practice, not just of God's people, but of pretty much all people in those days. That's not saying that it's okay, because as there are countless examples of, well, I mean, they probably can be counted, but as there are multiple examples in the Old Testament in particular, most of the multi-wife situations wind up kind of causing some sort of trouble, or at least household conflict eventually. But in any case, like, also the fact that Saul pretty much said that his daughter was going to marry another man, despite having previously been married to David. I mean, that could have just been another way of Saul trying to get, trying to, you know, get even with, or just take out his anger on David. So, I mean, you know, there's also, realistically, there's not really any telling, as David's out in the wilderness, what might happen to him at any given moment. We don't know exactly what the situation was, I'm going to air quote, back home with Michal, and what all she might have thought about what all was going on. For all we know, it's been so long since she's seen David that she might believe he's dead. But, and David also doesn't really potentially know what's going on, you know, back with Michal and any children that they had. Again, I'm not excusing it. It's something that happened in that time. Polygamy, not recommended. As those awkward, even kind of tense situations in the Old Testament generally end up making pretty clear. So, yeah. But in any case, I mean, David clearly, you know, respected Abigail and all that she did for him and his servants. So, anyway, I guess the end result of this whole story is that Nabal's dead, which left Abigail as a widow, except for David heard about it, and David's like, okay, well, rather than have her as a widow, she seems like an honorable woman. I'll marry her if she's willing. because there were also kind of standards of, like, you know, trying to help out widows, not leave them in a bad spot. And sometimes they did that back in those times through marriage. And then it just also turns out that there's some other woman from Jezreel that he marries too. But that's kind of a relatively small note in amongst the whole situation. Anyway, okay. So I guess that wraps things up for 1 Samuel chapter 25. Alrighty. And there's our Bible study for the day. We'll continue with other chapters as the week progresses. I do almost wonder a little bit, maybe after I finish up 1 Samuel, maybe I can keep doing things a little more like that throughout the summer, where, because, you know, I've got the other two, I've got generally 3 live streams per week that I'm doing over the summer, so I don't know. Something to think about. Instead of piling on all the Bible study just on the Tuesday streams for the regular weeks. But anyway. Okay. About time to switch things over to our gaming portion of the day. Also the kind of just more chill, hanging out kind of situation for the stream. Making sure I update stream info in Twitch so that nobody's caught off guard. And we'll switch scenes here. Oh yeah, I could probably kill the background music I've got going on. That way it's easier to hear what's going on in the game. And not potentially have conflicting music and such. So, fair warning, there's some strong language. That's why I've got the ESRB rated M symbol up there in the corner. But, honestly, the dialogue is a relatively small portion of the game as a whole, because it takes so long just to get through all the puzzles and stuff. Okay, so we got a drone there, we got a couple of symbol things. Anyway, so for those of you not already familiar with this game, it's a puzzle game, kind of vaguely reminiscent of Portal, except the puzzles deal more with these, like, cube kind of things. You know, why it starts that off floating in the air is a mystery to me. But what you can do with these things is basically give them... You can make them red or blue, which affects their, like, magnetism with certain things, like... Some of these are only going to be red or blue. You can't change the colors of them. And, you know, kind of how magnets work, where opposites attract and same repel. That's how this stuff works. So, like, if I made the block red, it would repel away from anything red like this, but be attracted to blue surfaces like this. And you could see the, like, kind of... I don't know if sphere is quite the right word, but... Because it's more like just an area. But you can see the magnetic fields around the objects to know where all they have influence. There's also anti-gravity that you can give the blocks That helps quite a bit in some cases. This is just for me to get back up there. Alright, trying to get a sense of what I'm working with in this area here. You really have to do a lot of that in this game just to really have a good idea what you're supposed to do. Okay, so we got one of those blocks here with that symbol. Now the purple barriers, the blocks can't go through, but I can. Any green barriers like that, the blocks can go through, but I can't. Pretty much any other color barrier, well, yellow and red barriers mean nothing can go through, essentially. If there's any orange barrier, I think that only applies to, like, the drones. Anyway, okay, let's see what we got going on here. Okay, that turns this thing on, which could lift a block up there. Okay. And then maybe get it down, or maybe send it on over to that, which would let it come over here. But that seems like it's only going to be really useful if I can get a block with this symbol on it. Well, there's this, which gets rid of a purple barrier here. Stepping on that gets rid of a purple barrier there. So yeah, not only are there these, like, block cube things that you can do all the magnetism stuff, there's these, like, pressure plates that'll trigger stuff. There's other, like, kind of pads that'll be magnetized that you can then have further interactions with the blocks. Almost turned into interactions, which is not a word. So I don't really see a way of getting anything up there currently. Unless it's supposed to come through there. Which... No, it seems more like it's supposed to go the opposite way. Have something go through that. Oh no, what's this up here? Can I see the symbol that's on that? That would be some potentially helpful information. That is not this symbol for sure. Yeah, it might take a little while to figure out what I gotta do here. Okay, I am up, but can't really seem to do anything here. Odd. Huh. Okay, so there's a plate there that seems to affect this. So if I can get a block to have that symbol on it. I would think then the purpose... Well, or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know. Man, I'm far enough along in this game where there's a lot of moving pieces. Which makes it a little bit hard to tell what I'm supposed to do first. Okay, can't just get through there. Because this stuff is in the way. That clears that up, which I guess would allow me to get... Sorry. I guess that would maybe allow me to get this block through here and maybe do something with it? Yeah. But right now, I'm honestly having a hard time figuring out what I'm supposed to do first. Okay, where all does that drone go? So I could send something over there with it, but... Huh. One would think I'm supposed to use... Oh. That's probably meant to get something onto this pressure plate here. And it's got that symbol on it. Which means I'm probably going to need that block from over that way. Over here. I'm not even sure how that's possible. Unless maybe triggering that pressure plate would... I don't know. Too many things going on. Alright, so... possible step one is trying to get stuff over there. Because I have no idea how I'm supposed to handle all this over here. It doesn't even seem like there's that much I can do. Can't exactly send that much of anywhere. Too many purple barriers going on. Okay, so... for now, I'm thinking... come on, there we go. For now, I'm thinking I'm gonna take this block here, put it on this, we'll make it blue, give it anti-grav, send it on up that way. And then whenever that comes back, I will make the block red, which should send it over to that. Okay. And now that'll bring it on over to here. Whoop. Okay. And then I can set it on at least one of these pressure plates here. Just trying to figure out which one is actually going to do anything. Oh, what does this do? Okay, that just seems to lift that up. Kind of an odd choice for something to do. Oh, unless I'm supposed to... okay. Can use that to maybe eventually help me get a block over here. What does this do? Okay. That gets rid of the purple barrier there, which also makes some sense. But now how do I get that through there? It doesn't happen to also affect this barrier here, does it? No. So I need to be able to get a block onto that. is what it seems like. But I'm not even sure how I'm supposed to be able to do that. Unless, maybe... Okay, hold on. There's an idea. I'm gonna put that there. And then I'll stand on this. Give that a little anti-grav and make it blue. That should push it over that way. Yeah! Okay. Now we might be able to do some stuff. So this can go, like, here. Oh, but how do I get this block back? Honestly, not sure. Maybe that'll help. Because it seems like that there will get rid of this. But then that seems to trigger something way over here. Alright, well, let me try and do this one step at a time here. So I'm thinking I give that anti-grav. Let me go ahead and make that red and that blue. Swap that. Get a little something like that. Make the block blue. Not sure if I did it in time. Now it's just kind of floating there. Yeah, I think I should have done that sooner. Well, fortunately, I have the ability to redo that. Boop. Okay. Let's try that again. Hopefully with a little better timing this time around. Okay, that's all fine. Bump you up. Push you over. That was too soon. It's kind of working its way over there. Just very slowly. But it's not going close enough to the red thing. Okay, fine. Try it again. The ones like this that are kind of sort of timing based are a little odd. That's much better. That's what I was going for, yeah. Okay, now I can do this again. Oh, but that also puts a barrier there. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Well. I mean, I could probably do that and be fine. Then do this. Hey, there we go. I'm gonna redo that just to try and keep it contained more so to there. And now I'm hoping that if I do this... Okay, so that does a thing over here, which lets me activate this. And that gets rid of this thing. Okay, so now I can warp that over there if I want. And use it for some of these pressure plates. Gotcha. Still have no clue how I'm supposed to get up there, but oh well. Also, still have no clue how I'm supposed to get this block back. I'm gonna put it there for now, because that's the closest I can get to doing anything else with it. Oh, light bulb. Teleport that. I'm gonna place that, like, here. I'll make this, like, blue with anti-grav. And then I'll make this red. There we go. Cool. I have them both. Yay! So now what's up these steps here? Seemingly nothing. Nothing but a good view. Anyway. Ugh. Throat, not feeling great. At the moment. But oh well. Let's see what all I can do with this now. I can put that there, which lets me activate this. That purple barrier is gone now. Which probably means I can take that off of there and leave it here, because that's eventually going to be needed, I guess. And I can continue making use of this block in the meantime. Ah, okay. So if I can get that other block with the red symbol over there, then that'll fully trigger this, which might actually be our way of progressing things. Like, more fully. Oh, but you see, then there's that. So hold up. I might still need this block for other things. Like maybe this. See, because now that lets me get this through here, I can give it this symbol. And whoop! Okay, but how do I get it to trigger this plate? Okay, here's a thought. Drop that on there. Put myself on top of it, maybe. But I can't really, Okay. Anti-grav it. Nope. Not what I was trying to do. I want to give it anti-grav and then jump on top of the block itself. Hiya! No! Because I'm thinking if I can get the block to just go all the way up there with me on top of it, then I can actually get up there and do some stuff. Hey, nope, still not working. You see, now if I give it anti-grav, that doesn't help. So, but now, hey, it did a thing. But how do I? Okay, hold up. Now I can grab it, place it here. Oh, crud. Alright. Take it off of there for now. Let this come back. And then place it. So now I can get myself over here. And then teleport that. Okay. And then I guess I can take this block and drop it down here. Then do that and that. Warp that there. Okay. But now I need to get it up there somehow? Actually, I thought the ultimate goal for that block was to get it over here. So now I'm extra confused at why this is even necessary. But let me just try something out here. I'll place that there. That should be close enough, I would hope. I'm going to place this on top of that. That gets anti-grav. I guess I'll make that blue, make this also blue. Now that's up there. Oh. Maybe then I can... Okay. I think I see what's going on with that now. That means I gotta do this whole song and dance all over again. Hip. Hey, much better that time. Okay. You go there. And then there. And I go here. And now I take this. There's no particular color that needs to be. Okay, I'll make that red. Warp that. Gonna put it like... Gonna put that there, maybe? I'm hoping I can get these two to be side by side here. That should be close enough, I guess. I'm gonna need this to be blue with anti-grav, and then also make this blue. A little bit roundabout, but sure, I'll take it. So then if I make that red, that should push it through there. Hiya! Yes! Okay. We're doing some things. And then I think I can bring that block back over here and do some other things with it. I'm gonna put that there, I guess. Now I can do this, which gets rid of that. I warp that block there. Okay. Pieces are coming together. But now, probably don't need that anymore. Main thing I need to do now is get this over to the drone, I would think. But how do I do that? Okay, well, grabbing you. Okay, what? Drop it, please. Why will it not let me drop this? Drop. What in the world? Okay, let me go down here. It's literally not letting me drop the block. I think I found a glitch. Okay, there we go. Fixed it. Took a little effort, but I fixed it. So... how am I supposed to get it to go in through there? Not this one, but the other one. I have an idea, I'm just not sure it's going to work the way that I hope it will. Okay. Let me go ahead and do one of these kind of things. I figured it's probably best if I make this red. With anti-grav, maybe. And then, hiya. Nope. That didn't work. So then, what do I do? Yeah, I'm not real sure on that one. Also, how am I ever supposed to try and get myself up there? I'm not sure I can, honestly. Boop, 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 boop. Well, those should pretty much be even with each other, right? So I don't really see a way that I could use having that block over here to get that one on up where I want it. Okay, unless... like... the main other thing I'm thinking might help would be... if I have that there... and then, like, I take this block here and try and have it interact with this one in a way that... I don't know. So maybe the dueling red magnet fields will just kind of push it on up through there eventually. I have no clue. But I'm gonna give it a shot. So let's make... I guess I'll make it blue. Well, that threw that one off its spot. Which is not ideal at all. That does kind of give me an idea. But no, that would probably just push it down rather than do what I'm wanting it to do. Okay, tell you what. Let me just do that now. Nope. Because that gets it going up there to the blue spot. Man! It has confusion. Okay. If I make that blue now, it's... up, up, up. Hey! Somehow that worked. Not sure how, but somehow it worked. I'll take it. Okay, gonna wait until that's over that way. And then, hey-ya? Yeah. Well, phooey. Okay. And before it gets out of hand... Actually, probably don't want... I probably want gravity on it. Or not. Oh, come on! That's so inconvenient. Just because it was sliding over there. The little bit of a lip for the pressure plate made it not actually activated. That, that is just altogether disappointing. Alright, tell you what. Let me just do this here. Heh. Okay, not exactly the weird interaction I was counting on. Alright, fine. Heh. Heh heh. Whoa. Oh yeah, I need that to be red if I'm gonna get it up there. Duh. You, come back down. Okay, so... I'm trying to remember how exactly I got the previous result to happen. I think I did a little something like this. Okay, maybe not quite. Nope. That's just getting that one back up there. Or maybe it was from over here. I don't know. Anyway. Blue. So now you're there. And now there. And then... Now it's doing some even weirder stuff. Whoa! No, 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 no. You come back down to earth, please. Okay, and then I was doing something like with this. Placing it there. And then maybe I did that, and it pushed it up there. Okay. Main thing I remember is making that one go down from there. Wait, no. Make it blue. Ah, come on, so close. Hold up. This one's still moving a little bit. Doesn't seem like it's gonna... Okay. Then let me... I don't think it'll be close enough. But I'm gonna try. Nah. Okay. So then... What if I put this here now? Oh, hold up. Maybe that's what I was supposed to be doing all along. I don't know. Let me... Well, that got that one over there, but that's not the one that I want over there. Darn it. What do I do with it now? Okay, well, I guess I can teleport it back over here. It seems like I kind of lucked into that one result before. Hold up, can I just place this here? No. Can't just place it on a pressure plate like that. Unfortunate. Oh, yeah, right. Forgot I had that set up. Let's undo that, shall we? Ooh, hey. Okay, I got that one through. Let me remove the anti-grav stuff. You go over there like you're normally doing. Hey, okay. We're back. Okay, give it anti-grav. And then do that. And... yes, it's on the pressure plate now. Goody. Also, you can go off of there just so the drone has no inklings of trying to do any more with that. Now I take you and I bring you over here. And victory!
Representative of human space, I welcome you to...
Patel dislikes you.
Not that she makes an effort to conceal it, but yes, good catch. Make a social engineer of you yet.
Don't tell me you're still planning on using this thing for one of your political schemes.
None of your business, dear. I'm making sure Kira and you are brought to safety. And that's where our deal ends. What I do afterwards is...
Going to be a disaster for mankind, but sure, you're the man. People like you start wars.
people like me rebuild after wars. We're about to usher in a new era. With alien tech at our beck and call.
Turin wept.
Huh. So... seems like Ragnar actually has plans for this alien life form. But, they may or may not actually be good plans, if that makes any sense. Okay. What is this, and why do I... okay. I'm assuming that's going to put some sort of a barrier up, maybe like here. Well, let's just see what this does first and foremost. Oh. Slides that out there. Interesting. But how am I supposed to get to that? I can't even... because the barrier's green, I can't get through it. And I can't interact with anything on the other side of it. Oh, man. So that just brings that down. Can't get through there yet. Although eventually I'll need to. So what triggers that? Something way over here. That I need to be able to get through this to get to. Okay, fine. What's over this way? Because it seems like that starting area, I can't really do anything substantial just yet. No, no. Okay, well, that's one plate for that. If only I could, like, punch this. That's not what I wanted. I was just pushing buttons. Okay, so there's a pressure plate there. It seems to connect to that. Okay, but how do I do anything with any of this? Another pressure plate up there. Like, I can't even seem to get to any blocks. So how am I supposed to interact with, like, any of this to a substantial degree? Won't even let me jump up on there. Lame. Okay, well, what else does that do over here? Makes that a green barrier. That's it. Yeah, can I do something with this drone? No. It's only the ones that have the blue coloring that I can actually do anything with. Well, lovely. I'm just trying to figure out step one here. How the... How do I do things with any of this? Okay, let's give that a color. Does that... That doesn't really seem to affect anything. Okay, how about now? A little... At least stay that color for the moment. But... Still doesn't help me much. Insert box. So there's none currently with that symbol. And that's trapped in glass. So can't really do anything with it there. Jeez. What in the world? How do I do anything here? Okay, I see a little bit of a eventual interaction there. We just go ahead and make that blue. There's literally no way of me getting to any of these blocks. What is... I'm so confused. What do I do? Nope, that's just triggered by the pressure plate there. And then there's that pressure plate, which connects to this. But I can't even seem to find a block that would... What? Eh? I literally don't see how I can do anything with this stuff. And giving that a color currently doesn't seem like it would affect anything. Because there's no blocks around for it to interact with. So yeah, I'm kind of stumped at how I'm supposed to do anything here. That just affects that. I would need a block to do anything with that. Apparently a drone's supposed to eventually be able to get over here. Can't get rid of that barrier for the drone, though, until I get both of these pressure plates. Hold up. Oh. Also, wait. Oh, because the drone went over there, it disabled the anti-grav, and okay. Okay. I got a little something going on here now. Alright, I figured out step one. Maybe that'll at least give me some possibilities for the rest. Oh, man. That was a lot more confusing than I think it should have been. But whatever. Okay, you can have that symbol now. Can't really bring you up here. Right. Forgot about that. Okay. And since you have that symbol, I suppose I can place you there. And now you're over that way and not gonna bother. Okay. Yeah, now that triggers whatever that thing is, which seems to connect over here. And, oh. I think that got rid of the one yellow barrier. That, yeah. And that does that, which... not quite fully sure what the effect is there. Other than it seems like maybe the purple barrier got lowered there. Okay, so now maybe I can do stuff with this block and, like, send it over that way. Well, now that I've got a block, there are at least some possibilities. And, hiya. Yes. Exactly as planned. Aha. Okay. So if I get that onto there... I'm thinking the best approach would be just disable the color, the magnetism. Okay, and now, whenever that drone comes on along, I can do that. And it'll come on through here. And do something. Not quite sure what that something is yet, but something. Okay, right. Main thing I need to do now is get that activated. But to do that, I'm pretty sure I need to get the drone through here. Which means I probably need to do something else with this block. Okay, I'm thinking if I do a little something like place it there, that looks like, it even looks like it's a platform that's specifically designed to put a block there next to this, and then do a little something like that. Yeah, okay. Drone needs to come through here now. There we go. Okay. Aha! Drone is trapped now. It can't do anything else. Huzzah! Now I don't have to worry about it bothering me while I try and get this other stuff done. Alright, so that's one of the two for that. And then I think the only other thing I need to do is to get this... Okay, yeah. While I step on this, I need to do one of these kind of situations. And... yay! Okay. Now I go through here. And there are other things to do. That first bit took me quite a while, but now I'm making some decent progress. Okay. This is interesting. Okay, so I figure I'm supposed to do something with that and that, but how do I get it through there? Unless, oh. But am I supposed to make it attract or repel there? And then, okay, if I... well, I can't go up there just yet. So, not much to do, but give it a try, I guess. If I'm going to make that red, I will try having this be... blue? Give that anti-grav. Make sure that that's moving away from this whole situation. Oh, hey, look at that. That worked even better than I thought it would. Okay, get rid of the anti-grav. And the color. Cool. I've got a light bridge now. First try. Yeah.
Ragnar, listen to me. Don't be a fool. This thing is not something you can control. It gets in your head. It's some kind of mind Trojan.
I have my own neuroengineers, thank you. As soon as you're done, I want you to fetch Kira. Two of you find somewhere quiet, sit this one out. My team will take care of the rest. Win out.
The hell I'm gonna follow your orders, arsehole.
Refusal to follow, but without earshot. Deception.
You could call it that.
Hello. That's different. Also, so far, at least in this stream, there's a distinct lack of foul language from this game. Which is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. Oh, hey, did we get to another one of the, like... power... yeah, got to another power station.
Switch this thing on.
Roger. What What do you want me to do?
Power up the Solidaridad, Kira. We're getting the hell out.
What?
I made a mistake, Kira. I don't trust Ragnar. He knew about this and he doesn't care about anyone. We have to get the hell out before his team arrives. Patel out.
I guess we're done with that whole, like, biome area now. Well, maybe, maybe not. Because it would probably give me an achievement if I was done with it. Chandra Base, Shackleton Crater. Alright, so I guess we are good. Pretty sure I looked around all this stuff for collectibles.
Bad news, Mom. Our fuel tanks are empty. We were supposed to refuel here, remember?
Oh, for crying out loud.
And you said something about Ragnar sending a team?
Yeah, a rescue team, he said. But now it's looking more like a mop-up squad. He can't afford witnesses.
Shady.
And I wouldn't put it past him to have some black lab conveniently far away from UHA supervision.
Testing for me.
You got that right. Kira and I are the only two samples he has of infected humans. I don't trust Nguyen with this kind of power.
Mom? Is it wise to talk to it about this?
Pretty hard to keep secrets from it.
Escape. Craft. Feasible. Just needs additional power. One more generator.
Just one more. We could use the one on Sverdrup then.
Sverdrup Blast Track Laboratory. Okay, also, collectible. Not that I'm going to read it, but I at least want to kind of see what it is. Some news thing. A brief chronology of the orbital era. "2000 International Space Station receives its first residents." Is that true? I mean, I know there's been people living on the International Space Station. I guess the word resident just generally isn't what you think of for that kind of situation. And then it skips ahead to the 2040s as the next step. So the rest of this is all like speculative future stuff. But take note, folks, if we wind up encountering a company known as Iger Labs, yeah, just because that's like the science, I don't know, company, group, team thing that's behind all this research and stuff. Although I don't know if Iger is the one that Nguyen works with or not, or if that's just, I don't know. I'm supposed to go to the last track, which would be the tropical jungle, I would think. Why was I kind of thinking we already went there? I don't know. Yeah. If anybody is actually interested in a game like this, but you don't actually in this game in particular, if you're interested in this game, but you're not so big a fan of the occasional foul language that's in it, you can skip all the scenes. You just don't really know what's going on with the story then.
So, Mum, let me get this straight. You get to Swerdrup, switch on the generator, and then?
Vessel redesign. Current propulsion and astrogation inadequate even for simple interstellar shuttling. Modify vessel design paradigm to more suitable model.
Whoa. Hold your alien horses.
What range does Nguyen have? Query.
In case that's a question, he can send hatchet men chasing us to pretty much any corner of the system.
Meaning only the local star. Query.
Yes, only the whole bloody solar system. Does it feel like a small place to you?
Trivial.
Oh well, go on then.
What? Kira? What are you...
All I'm saying is, maybe we have a fighting chance here. Let the alien modify the Solidaridad and we make a dash for it. Perhaps with a bit of cool alien tech, we can outrun the UHA fleet.
Sure. We make a deal with an unknown parasitic alien intelligence and...
Either your new friend kills us, or your old husband does.
I mean, it's not the craziest thing. No, wait, it is the craziest thing I've heard today. That doesn't mean much.
The day can improve, Patel.
Yeah, listen to him, Mum. Be positive.
Turing wept. Here we go.
Alright, so, rather than go with the guaranteed death by, I guess, our main character's ex-husband here, we're going with the only possible death by alien parasite thing. And then, you know, possible chance of also saving the rest of Earth or whatever equivalent planet that we're coming from. It's saving all the people from home. This kind of situation that we find ourselves in. Can I get through here? Doesn't look like it. So where do I go? Oh, was this even the way I was supposed to go? Or is this just the, like, lab area that I was searching through for collectibles? Maglev station. Yeah, no, this is the Sverdrup jungle. This is definitely the way I'm... Or at least I would think it's the way that I'm supposed to go. But if I can't get through that way, then how am I supposed to... Okay, can't get through there. Won't seem to let me open this door either. So what do I do? Oh, it's already open. Heh. It's just, it really looked like it was closed. Maybe there's normally glass in that part that's, I guess, broken so cleanly that it looks like it's not even broken. Can't seem to get in there. Okay. Again, I'm kind of sort of looking around for collectibles. Is that supposed to be like a malfunctioning Roomba type thing? It's what it looks like. I doubt there are any collectibles way back here. Nope. Alright. How about over here? Grab? Found collectible. What is it? So why is the documents thing all lit up? Weird. Artifacts. Solidaridad model. Resupply ship Solidaridad. A converted... Okay. Anyway. Converted certain type of freight ship. Okay, whatever. This gives us a tiny bit of info about the ship, I guess. But that's like... There's a lot of this stuff that, yeah, it gives you a little bit of background info, but none of it seems to be, like, particularly important information to understanding the story that isn't already given in the, you know, actual dialogue in the game. Although I guess it would maybe give you an option for understanding some things if you skip all those scenes.
Well, here goes nothing.
Everything.
A figure of speech. You. Anyway, what do we call you?
Friend.
Yeah, okay. Friend. Mind turning off these things?
Disambiguation. Experiments. Unable.
Cards are on the table, friend. We know, Ragnar knows, you know, we know, etc. Shut them down. I don't care about the consequences.
Remote lock. UHA coded. Unable to reach systems.
Oh, don't tell me Ragnar's put us on remote lockdown.
Fucking right.
You can say that twice. Can't you override it through systems?
Nothing to override. Systems does not have control. Trying to break coded signal. Constant random permutation. Be a while.
We don't have a while. I'll just push through it. Not like I haven't done this before, right?
I get the sense that in this, like, alien parasites communications with, and even just, like, utilizing the thoughts of Dr. Patel here, that it's like kind of adopting her mannerisms and figures of speech and all sorts of different things like that. Which, I mean, if it learns in a way that's similar to AI, then I suppose it can't really help but do that, because that's like the... Like, Angelica here's the literal knowledge base that it's working off of, then. Okay, so there's a block there, but I can't seem to do much with it just yet. And there's a thing here that has potential interactions eventually. The assumption seems to be that I eventually send something from there over to here to trigger that pressure plate. Okay, so here's a block. Is it close enough to that other one that it would, like, have any magnetism interactions? Tell you what, let me give this one a little something first. Negative. Okay, fine. Then I'll just take this and place it there. What does that do? Removes a barrier back this way. That removes that barrier. Okay, so I'm gonna give that some magnetism, place the block there, push down on this plate while I send this guy flying. Okay. Ouch. Okay, maybe getting it through here is not quite that easy. Do I have to... Ah, maybe that's it. Maybe that also needs to be magnetized. Do-do-do. Okay, take two. Hey. There we go. Maybe I want it there? Or maybe that was just to keep it from floating off elsewhere. But how would I possibly get either of those through here? Well, that being there doesn't seem necessary anymore. Unless there's more back this way that I just didn't look into. Negative. Alright. Random question that anybody who's watching can feel free to answer or not. But, like, which is a nerdier way of saying no? Negative or negatory? Personally, I'd go with negatory. But, then again, I don't know if nerdy is quite the right way to describe that. Because if I'm remembering... Okay, I don't know if this was actually, like, typical of military personnel, but it sure seemed like if the, you know, toy soldiers from Toy Story were any sort of indication, that that's something that military personnel might have kind of said at times. Like, at least back then. I guess I'm gonna try giving that anti-grav. Hold up, I'm seeing wires going up there. Almost like that's rigged up to something. But then why would... Maybe it's deactivated because of that being on there. So if I come over here and say... Use this to give it a little push... Okay, so I got rid of that, but now I need to figure something out with this block. Like, how do I... Okay, there's a thought. Also, yeah, you can go back there for now. Thank you. Your assistance is greatly appreciated. Okay, so if I put this maybe like here... And let's say I make it red. Just for the sake of argument. And then let's say I place this like... here. Give it anti-grav and make it blue. Well, that's not what I was hoping for. How'd that happen? No. Okay, hang on. Maybe I need to move that block just a little further over this way. So maybe more like that. There's a lot of back and forth that I'm having to do here. Oh, come on! Okay, tell you what. It looks like it's still moving a little bit. Okay, I'm giving you this. Alright. That seems to be all I needed from that. I think now if I place that there... Actually, do I even need to place that there? Main question is, how do I get rid of this barrier here? Can I get rid of that barrier there? I'm not so sure about that. See, that just gets rid of this barrier, so, Oh, jeez. Am I supposed to send it all the way up there? But then I can't interact with it if it's up there. So how do I even know? How do I have even the slightest clue of what it's gonna do? Well. This is quite the puzzle here. Well, worst case scenario, if that goes awry, I can always bring that block back here. Maybe this is one of those deals where I'm supposed to stand on the block while I make it do the things. So where all does this bugger go? I think it'll go that way. Which is probably something I want right now. Yeah, you stay over there. Don't bother me in what I'm doing on this end. Okay, well. I guess there's not much to do but try it and see what happens. Okay, gonna make that red, I guess. Oh, wait, hold up. Maybe that's where I put it. That seems like an even better idea, because then if I take this and put it up here, it's got a slightly upward relation to the other one. So maybe... Well, I've got myself up here, but... It's not quite how that was supposed to go. Or not quite how I was hoping it would go, at least. Okay. Yeah. Well, phooey. Oh, it's still hitting the barrier there, isn't it? Maybe that's the problem. Can I quickly, like, turn around and pick it up after that, I guess is the question. Hip. And... grab. Haha. Maybe. That still doesn't really help me much. Okay. So I guess I need a different angle for that. Seems like there's probably a pressure plate here then. Which would lift this up, but I'm not even sure how that... Well, I'm probably going to make that blue. That's what I'm thinking. I'm also fairly certain I need to be on that block as it goes up there. So anyway, can I just... Ah, okay. I don't have to do all the back and forth like I was doing. I'm like, where's the teleporter thingy? Here it is. Okay. Huh? Still no. What the heck? Why isn't it working? Also, there's a teleporter thing there. Which really makes me wonder. Well, now I'm just curious. If I happen to not be on it, it's still doing the same kind of thing. Well, phooey. So how am I supposed to get it up there? At least, I'm pretty sure up there is where I need to get it, because I can't... Because, like, I can't get it through here. So I'm figuring it's got to go up there and maybe some roundabout way down around to here. Eh. Shall I attempt to get further assistance with this block? Perhaps. I don't think that's going to help anything, having them right next to each other like that. Especially because then if I give them the same magnetism, they're just going to... Oh, hold up. That's an interesting thought. I don't know if that would work, though. Yeah, no. Maybe if I do this, it'll... Nope. Okay, well. It was definitely a thought. Oh, but wait, now they're unstacked. Hey, maybe. Well, almost. Alright, let's try it again, I guess? I don't know. So it was blue, nope, red. Yeah, no, that's just kind of getting stuck up there. Unless I can jump off of it and get to that area. Ah, come on. So close. Drop it. There we go. Okay. Well, that didn't go the way I hoped. Nope. Might have gone just a little too soon there. Okay, tell you what. Let's, reconfigure these two a little bit, eh? So it seems like maybe if I have them going opposite like that, maybe that's the kind of situation I need going here. Ah! And yet, not quite. Hey, there we go. Got myself there. Okay, that works. So then what does that do? Oh, that just lifts this thing up. Okay. But then how would I get myself back up there if I needed to... Okay, that's over there. I think that's the main thing I needed to do. So now, if I can just drop that down. Okay, but then how do... I'm still unsure how that helps me on the whole, honestly. Like, I guess that just gets me through here, but then how do... These puzzles are getting more and more tricky. Which, granted, is totally expected. Oh, hello. I have a text message. Let me make sure that it's nothing important or... Okay. Not exactly urgent, but at least relevant for today. Fairly often I will meet up with somebody for lunch on Thursdays, and that was them texting me to say it's not gonna happen. But then how would I get myself through if I can't get it through? Can I... Oh, I can. Aha! Okay. Wasn't sure I'd be able to do that. But it turns out, yes. Yes, I can. Alright. I'm gonna do some of this. And hope that whenever I... Yeah! Okay! We're getting somewhere! That's green, so it should be able to go right on through all that. Block is currently red, needs to be blue. To push it on through there. Huzzah! And that just gives me access to this, I guess. Oh boy. Alright, well, there's one little part down, but now I need a block to be able to get through here, so what the heck? But I don't have a block to take through there. Oh. But I can also go this way. Okay, that does make a difference. Actually, does that need to be there for it to... Yeah, probably. Okay. So the new goal might be make one of these blocks. And get it over here. Or something like that. I don't know. Okay, that gets rid of the purple barrier there. I'm not sure there's much I can do here. Okay, so I could give that a color. Well, it seems like that just got rid of the green barrier here. So that actually kind of has me wonder if I should just take this down and try and do more things with it. Because there will eventually be that option as well. Okay, well, I'm going to give it a shot here. Teleport that on over. I need something else pressed over on that side, it seems. But how would I get there? Sorry. Am I supposed to maybe... place that in there? Let me just try doing some of this. I'll push that up a bit, but not really much else so far. Okay, but what if I do this now and, like, try making that blue? Not close enough. So that's providing one of the pressure plate things I need for that. So... Okay, tell you what. Let me attempt to seek an alternative. Wait. I can't do that anymore. Well, yes I can if I teleport it there. Because there's still this area that I can't say I've really looked at very much. Yeah, it doesn't seem like I'll be able to do a ton here as of yet. Woof! See how high up that's going? See, but I think I'm going to need to get a block to have that symbol on it. And then probably go through some of this stuff. I would figure the eventual goal is to get it, like, way up there. But I need a block with that symbol on it first, I'm pretty sure. Those seem to be just kind of stuck there indefinitely. But then, what do I need to do on this side? I'm so confused. Okay, tell you what. Let's just see what happens if I do the opposite of what I was trying before. And like I put that there. Kinda doesn't do much. Yeah, that's not particularly helpful either. See, no, now they're separated too much. Yeah, I'm not seeing how I'm supposed to do much there. Actually, I would figure the main idea is to try and get this to do some of that stuff, but that would require me coming in from the other side, and I don't think I have what I need to do that. Because I'd have to get that block through here, which I can't seem to do. Or at least I would have to get one of the blocks through there. Yeah, this all... Oh, well, okay, there's also that. Alright, hang on a sec. Maybe I've been going about this all wrong here. Tell you what. Although I might actually need that to be floating first. So maybe I did have the right idea, at least for the first step. Okay, that does seem to be floating up now. So... oh yeah, duh. Let's make that demagnetized, though. Oh, man. So let's say I make that red. It means I'm probably going to want this to be blue. If I give that anti-grav and make it red, it still doesn't go up there. Which kinda just makes my idea go poof. Because then there's nothing I can do with that. Unless I can, like, do a real quick jump up and place it. But I don't think that's supposed to be possible. I'm even pressing X when it... like, when it says, press X to place, I am pressing X to place. So, yeah, no, maybe not so much. I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss here. I might just get this figured out in between streams and then maybe come back to that next time, because I'm completely clueless and I'm a little concerned if I try to look up a tutorial for it or whatever, that it's gonna mess up the stream. My internet can be a little fickle like that. So yeah, I think that kind of means that I'm gonna have to wrap things up here. I don't have any other ideas for how I'm supposed to do anything else around here. Because I can't seem to figure out what to do here. There doesn't seem to be much of anything that I can do if I go back to any of these other areas here. That's not even a thing anymore. See, that thing's just going back and forth. And there's purple barriers all around there, so I can't get these out. Nothing back in that little area. And I'm not even seeing any blocks in this section. So, yeah, I'm kind of at a loss. And rather than just continue wasting more time in the stream, a stream decides to be a little wonky. Anywho. Okay, well, I guess that'll do it for today. Not as much progress as I would have liked, but oh well. It happens sometimes. I'm gonna figure out somebody to raid while I wrap things up here. But, I hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I'll see y'all again sometime soon for another stream. I'm also doing streams tomorrow morning and Saturday night this week. Saturday, like, early evening. But normally it's, well, normally it's just Tuesday and Saturday kind of early evenings. Through the summer, though, I'm also doing these Thursday streams regularly. So anyway, those are all the possible streams that might come up that maybe I could see you again for. Alright. I've, I guess, figured out somebody to raid. So anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I'll see y'all soon for another live stream. Feel free to check out my videos on YouTube in the meantime, or you can hit up my Discord server. I think I've got that information on my channel page. But anyway, whatever the case is, until next time, stay cool, everybody.